I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the ceremony. It was incredibly slick, incredibly well put together, and also phenomenally inspiring. All of those people were really cared enormously deeply about the thing they were studying, the thing they were working on. That was very clearly their passion. And it's rare that you see that actual kind of such a phenomenal force behind someone's actions.
I loved it. I really loved and enjoyed the 25th anniversary ceremony. I thought it was terrific. Kate Humble, as usual, just does a fantastic job. But the winners themselves, I just thought were really inspiring. It just makes you feel very humble.
It was actually my first event. I really enjoyed the ceremony. It was so inspiring to see all those people coming from different countries making an impact for the environment. And I really enjoyed that, yes.
It's as usual a very good selection of winners. It's a fabulous evening. I love the enthusiasm by Kate Humble. I mean, it makes you feel good about the event, about the evening, about the fact that there are people who are achieving things in conservation around the world, and it's not just all doom and gloom. So yeah, it's a very enjoyable evening.
I really enjoyed the 25th anniversary ceremony. It really inspired me to see all the great work that Whitley has supported, Whitley Fund for Nature, all these many years, and it also brought back memories of when I won the Gold Award in 2009. So it was just amazing. I was very inspired.
I thought tonight, the 25th anniversary for Whitley Fund for Nature, Whitley Awards, was incredible, inspiring. The energy in the room was really moving, and we were all here for the right reason, which is to support conservation efforts on the ground.
I really enjoyed all the videos of the winners. They just transported me all around the world, even under the water, which was incredible. It's just absolutely ignited a wanderlust in me to go and see all of their amazing projects. And I really loved the passion that came through from all of the winners. One of them even, pretending to fly up to the stage to collect his award. There's just so much. It was just so clear that this was absolutely their life, and it just absolutely imbued with passion.
I'm sure a lot of people will tell you that their favorite moment was the ending with the Gold Award and Pablo's work with penguins. But especially because today was World Penguin Day, I found that to be a highly motivational story to see him go from success to success to success.
My favourite moment absolutely has to be the gentleman working in the Congo saying he'd become the man that his grandmother wanted him to become. That really kind of hit me, to be honest.
I think my favourite moment was probably just the way that everyone wanted to serenade Edward Whitley, basically, the man who actually put all of this together. He's a visionary, frankly, and to have had these ideas those few years ago, 25 years ago, and then to have actually pushed it to this point where it's something that keeps bigger and bigger every year, it's ridiculously impressive. And understandably, there were multiple times when people wanted to actually congratulate him for his work, and it's time that happens because he's very humble. He wouldn't say it himself.
I think when the winners went up and they showed their videos, they've really improved from our time. It was really professionally done, and their speeches were amazing as well. It was just great to see that passion. It makes you realize that it's worth continuing to do what we're doing. I've worked with gorillas for over 20 years now, and sometimes it's very difficult, and you think, is it really worth it? Should we keep going? And when you come to, what I saw this evening made me realize that it's really important to continue what we're doing in Uganda with the mountain gorillas and working with other gorillas in Africa as well.
My favorite moment, I think in many ways Princess Royal's speech is one of my favorites. She was incredibly relaxed. It shows the depth of her commitment and her engagement with the awards, which is nice to see. It's not just kind of a glib endorsement. She really does care, and the fact that she's been here every year, I think Edward said since 1999, is amazing. And that too says something about how important these awards have become in the world of conservation.
Many favourite moments. I was really taken aback when Olivier sort of choked a little bit, I think, when he was telling a story about the work in Rwanda, and just really makes you realise, how passionate these guys are, and how much they're living on the edge to deliver conservation work. I also really enjoyed Princess Royal as well. I thought she was really great, humorous but humble at the same time.
I support them because I think it's an incredibly effective way to do conservation. I think they're incredibly effective because the Whitley Fund for Nature is really based around solid science. So they really ask their applicants to look at what's going to work and to show previous evidence of success, and also to ask them to monitor the outcomes of their projects. There's really good science going on there. But I also think it's really critical to be empowering people to do conservation within their own country, people who are best placed to do the conservation themselves. And I think that makes the Whitley Awards incredibly effective.
And it's about finding the people who are doing amazing things in one country, doing the work that needs to be done for conservation, and then equipping those people with the skills they need to tell their stories, and then passing that on to the people who are actually willing to fund the work that those people are doing. And it's just joining the dots, linking up the chain. And again, it's something that should be kind of obvious, but they're the ones who are kind of pioneering that method of fundraising, and it's amazing to watch it in action.
So the thing that makes me want to support the Whitley Fund for Nature is how rich their work is. They're not just giving money to people and sending them on their way. They're building these people up. They're building their capacity, their foundation. And the thing that's really nice about this is if you develop these people and develop someone who already has the passion, the seed behind it, then what you end up with is something that's going to keep giving for a long, long time. It's not just them. I mean, they'll be doing fantastic work the rest of their lives. The fact that they repeated the stat that 97% of the people who've received the award are still working in the field is phenomenal. But what's absolutely inspiring is their ability to act as inspirers, as ambassadors, as people who will pass on the generational bond.
I am a firm believer that we need multiple ways of tackling the problem of saving our planet, and grassroots is absolutely key to do this and to involve communities at that level. We need to have the law, we need to have government things, but those grassroots conservationists, they're the ones that are getting it done. They're the ones that can act on the spot with the people that are right there and deal with the problem. So I think it just gets to the problem at the heart of it. It's just really where it needs to be.
We support the Whitley Fund for Nature because I just think it's really great value in terms of the conservation impact for a relatively small amount of budget. And I think it's also about generating future conservation leaders. We need to have more and more and more of the amazing guys that we saw today if we are really going to restore nature and save the planet. So I think, for me, it's just a really great program.
I support the Whitley Fund because they put such an emphasis on the grassroots aspect of conservation. So it's working with local communities and the local champions, as opposed to the sort of helicopter money approach or funds that have become almost too big and too engaged in their own their own emphasis on whatever they think is important. They find the local champions, they go with what those people know what works in their local communities and support that. That's point one. And point two, this whole point of continuation funding. Not just a one-off award, but this continuing engagement with the winners over a period of time with future funding and the network that they build makes them pretty well stand out for me.
The thing that really stands out to me has been consistent across all the winners is the struggles they've gone through. None of them have come from an easy life or an easy background. They've all come from countries where they face a lot of difficulties, and they've all identified this as the way they want to help their world, their country, their people, their nation, the place they grew up in. And that really stands out to me as the most consistent and admirable trait that the winners all share together. It's a really phenomenal and unusual characteristic that they have.
I think what's impressed me the most is the dedication. It's all well and good talking about great things and living a comfortable life, but actually what I would like to champion is living a more conscious life. I wouldn't be able to do that without educating myself, and they're the reason that I can educate myself, because they are there, hardworking, in silence, out of Wi-Fi, and for me that's a true inspiration because they are living their actions, and we should all lead by example and take them as a cause for inspiration in our future messaging.
What's really impressed me, I think, about the WFN over the last 25 years has just been this network of incredible conservation leaders that has been developed. and the real incredible impacts, not at a small scale, but influencing policy, influencing decision makers through a relatively small team.
I think what's most impressed me is the ability to engage the local stakeholders, the local communities, because you can't protect the wildlife without catering to the needs of the local community. And you have to get them to become champions of conservation, because if they don't support the conservation efforts, there's no way that you can protect the wildlife. Law enforcement is important and it has its place, but you still need to really engage with communities in order to have long-term benefits for conservation.
So Edward Whitley said that they did an assessment this year, and they said 75% of the winners have seen improvements in their habitat or their the wildlife, in terms of animals, more population of animals. That is a huge achievement. Where do we see that? Oftentimes we just hear about all the bad things that are going on and everything is going downhill. So the fact is that there's a positive impact here, and I don't think that could make me any happier.